everybody. Welcome back to Jesse Green Live. As you can tell from the color scheme, we're almost at Christmas. It's December 20th now, so you only got 5 days to get your Christmas shopping done. So you better get your butts out there before everything is all picked over and you don't get what you want for the people you love. So take it from me, get out there and get shopping. I want to first off make an announcement. I said in the last podcast that I was starting my own production company, Blue Pearl Production. Want to announce that my first short is going to be shot in Daytona Beach the first week of January. This is a script written by Russell Sage Patrick and I, and it'll just involve the two of us on the beach. It's called Reminiscing. So that's going to be shot on Daytona Beach, on the beach itself, and should be ready to go. Hopefully by the end of January, we'll have something to be able to show to you. So that's exciting. There's another short in the works, and there's a movie that I started writing 2, 3, 4 years ago, and it's that close. And hopefully we can get that in production here soon. So Blue Pearl Production, hopefully I want to do it because I complain about what other people do in the business, and I figure if I try it and I see how hard it is, can't do it, maybe I'll stop bitching about other people and realize that it's a tougher job than what it appears to be. So that's exciting. We're in the holiday season. I hope everybody is having. Wait a minute, I forgot to turn my phone off. And it's a scam likely. Okay. Let me turn it down so it doesn't go off again, folks. Okay, here we go. What I want to go into now is one of the reasons why when I talked to Jay about doing a podcast, this was one of my main reasons to want to do the podcast, because this is something that people need to hear, and this is something that I've lived with for the past 12 years. And going into the holiday season, I know a lot of people have depression. And I know I hate the time between Thanksgiving and my birthday on January 8th. I mean, I used to go into a deep depression during that time. This is actually the first year that it hasn't kicked in yet, and I'm not sure it will. We're only 5 days away from Christmas, so I think I made it this time. But what I want to talk about is not only the seasonal depression. Of course, we're going into winter, and we got all the crappy weather out there, and it's cold and all that. So you have this seasonal depression. But what I want to address tonight, and I think it's important for people to hear, because anybody that knows me or has been involved with me in professional wrestling or in the movie business knows that I'm always, most of the time, always, pretty up, cheering people on, and always in a good mood. Well, that hasn't always been so. And there was a time, I can't remember the year because I've tried to block that out of my memory so I don't go, this is the 14th anniversary of it, or this is the 12th. I don't want to do that. All I know it happened on April 1st. Because I thought that was a good day for a fool to die. So, because of a lot of things that were going on in my life back then, this wasn't too long after the housing decline, the bubble that burst in the housing market. My business went down to probably 10% what it had been. I went through a divorce. Of course, sold a house. My mom developed Alzheimer's. I moved in with her to try to take care of her. Finally had to end up and put her in a home. And I knew that the day that I asked her to go out to McDonald's to eat, we were going to stop at the home on the way home, and she'd never see her home again. So I was fighting bad depression, and I tried to commit suicide. And obviously it didn't work. I tried the old gas myself in the car, take sleeping pills, and it didn't work. Woke up in the morning, and it was like, this don't look a whole lot different than where I was living at before, if this is heaven. Or it might have been hell, I don't know. But it didn't look a whole lot different. But you come out of that experience with a whole different attitude toward life. And that attitude is, and I got a tattoo not long after that. It's Latin, you can't see it here, but it runs the whole length of my arm, and it says, Bacillus descensus averno. That's Latin for the descent to hell is easy. I got that tattooed on me so that no matter what I'm going through, I can look at that and know that no matter what you do to me, what I do to myself isn't anywhere near what I tried to do to myself that day. And had that happened, there would have not, I'd already been Captain Mango for several years, but only for a couple Buffett concerts a year, and that was about it. Maybe 2-3 days a year I was in garb. And so had that been successful, there wouldn't be any real Captain Mango. There wouldn't be a Captain Decapitate. There wouldn't be any of the movies that I worked in. There wouldn't be this podcast. So the message I want to put out to people is that if you're having depression problems, ask somebody for help. And we're going to put numbers on the bottom here, the VA crisis hotline, the suicide hotline. Call them. And don't put, my suggestion would be, don't put that crap on social media. Just don't, there's very few people probably that are your friends on social media that know how to handle that situation properly. And you put it out there, and then you could be ridiculed for that down the road. So, if you're really in need of help, get professional help, or go to your doctor and maybe they'll prescribe some medication for depression. I know I don't take it on a regular basis, but I take medication for depression because even now I fight it all the time. You don't normally can tell that in public because there's a big difference between public persona and personal life. And maybe that's why I'm in the entertainment business, because Jesse L. Green can be that personality, or Captain Mango can be that personality, or Captain Decapitate can be that person. And so I'm out there, and I don't have to be Jesse Green for a while. But when I go home, after working on movies, after working in front of a crowd in professional wrestling, I go home, and when I shut that door, it's just me. But it's me and Marley. And anybody that knows me knows how much I love Marley, but very few people know the story of Marley. Once that didn't work in April, I was in the back of my mind figuring out how to make it work. I knew why it didn't work. The hosing I used was a rubber hose, and when the tailpipe of the car got hot, it melted the hose, and so therefore I wasn't putting the exhaust into the car. So I figured out how to get around that, because it didn't seem like an alternative. There was an alternative then. It was within a 8-10 day period. I was out working, and I had a job in the north end of Hagerstown that I finished up in the morning, and I had a job in the south end that I was going to that afternoon. I lived out on Robinwood Drive. If you're not familiar with Hagerstown, it's not a direct route between north and south Hagerstown. But for some reason, I decided to stop by the house. And on Route 64, I popped over a hill, and coming down the middle of the road was Marley. And Marley was scruffy looking. Somebody had dumped him. He had burrs. He looked like he had never been trimmed. And I almost hit him. And I got over to the side, and he came right to me. And of course, my feelings at that time was, I'm not in a position to even take care of myself. I sure as hell don't need a dog to take care of. So I tried to find an owner, and of course they didn't want to be found. And by the time I got him cleaned up and took him to a vet to get everything checked out, I realized we were two peas in a pod. And I have a magnet on my refrigerator now with a dog paw, and it simply says, "Who rescued who?" Because had Marley not come into my life, I might have made a second attempt. It was in my mind, but Marley gave me somebody or something to take care of, other than myself. I had a reason to live, other than just my existence by myself. So I owe a lot to that boy, and it's going to be a tough one when he passes. We weren't sure how old he was when I found him, but he's in the 13, 14, 15-year range now. Still doing great, but I'm just letting everybody know it's going to be a tough one when that happens, for those reasons. Not only the love you get from a dog, but the backstory with Marley. He just means a lot to me. So when I started this podcast, this is one of the reasons I wanted to do it, because I wanted to not come clean with people, but let people know that there's a backstory to the funny guy, to the nice guy that you see out there all the time, and that things can work out, and things can work out a lot of times for the better. I tell people, I'm so lucky to work in the movie business, professional wrestling, and now doing a podcast on my own, that I don't know how I got this lucky. But I tell people, don't ever give up on your dreams, because none of this was ever a dream. I mean, when I was a little 8-year-old kid watching professional wrestling with my grandfather, I never thought I'd be able to participate in matches. And now I'm not a wrestler, don't get me wrong, I'm just a badass piece of crap that works outside. But I'm out there during main events, and never thought that would happen. Never thought I'd be in movies, never thought I'd star in a movie. Never in my dreams. So what I tell young people and anybody, because I didn't get into acting or any of this till I was well into my 60s. Don't give up on your dreams, because the dreams you have today, you might eclipse those dreams. You might reach those dreams and go, okay, what's next? Because I could no way imagine what's happening in my life now. And people ask me, so what are you going to try next? And I honestly tell them, I have no freaking idea. No freaking idea. Because I didn't expect any of this. I'm in uncharted territory now. I don't know what to expect. Hopefully things keep going up. But I hope this message reaches somebody, especially during the holiday season, because I know if you're single, if you don't have family, if you're away from your family, holidays can be tough. Christmas Day is a tough one for single people. And like I said, I never liked the time between Thanksgiving and my birthday, because everything between Thanksgiving and New Year's included is orientated toward couples or families. There's nothing in that time period for single people. And then exactly 1 week after New Year's Day becomes my birthday. And I used to hate my birthday. Now I don't care. I'll be 73 here in just over 2 weeks. And you know what? I don't care. I don't care. It used to bother me when I turned 40. I hated it. When I turned 50, I hated it. By the time I turned 60, I was like, okay, that's fine. When I turned 70, I was like, that's great. In fact, I used to tell the story. I love it when I turn 70 or I turn even numbers, because if you're 69, you tell people you're 69, the first thing they tell you is, oh, you're almost 70. And nobody wants you to say, I'm 70 or I'm 71. Oh, you're almost 72. But that year going from the numbers to turning over to that next decade, they like to go, oh, you're almost there. Now, I don't really give a shit how old I am. I don't feel 73. I don't think I act 73. And hopefully this is, I'm here doing this podcast for another 15, 20 years, if Jay will put up with me for that long. But like I said, the message I want to put out there is this time of the year is tough, but you'll get over it. You'll work through it. Just think about it. You're alive today, and you're alive because you've made it through all the shit that life has thrown to you up to this day. So you can make it through another crappy holiday season or another crappy year. You can just do it. But like I said, get professional help. And we're going to have the numbers up here at the bottom for the VA crisis hotline, for the National Suicide Hotline. In fact, I think there's a number, I think, don't correct me, it's probably down here right now. I think you can just dial 988, and that'll take you right to a suicide prevention hotline. So, get that professional help. And hey, maybe someday you'll be doing your own podcast. So that's my message. If anybody sees me anywhere, if anybody wants to talk about it, if you're feeling depressed, I'll help you best I can. I'm not a professional, but I've been there. I've been to that edge, and I jumped off. It didn't work, but I've been there and I jumped off. So I know what that feels like. So maybe I can talk you down from that edge. At least give me a shot. At least give me a shot to do it. That's all I ask. So that ends I'm knocking my soapbox out from under my feet here. That ends my spiel for tonight. I hope it touched somebody during this holiday season. And I hear a ruckus outside. I don't know what that is. What is that? What? Oh no! Oh no!
Oh
no! I don't know. Santa Claus is here.
Hey!
Oh man, Santa, you're blocking my view. Come on, look.
You mind if I have a seat?
They're paying to see me.
Well,
come on.
That's fine. That's fine.
Slide on over here.
I tell you what. I heard what your broadcast was going to be about tonight,
yeah.
And I want to say thank you for reaching out to all those that are probably having problems this time of year. Just know that you're not alone. There are others out there, and it can only get better.
That's
so
right.
remember. Oh, and by the way,
wait a minute. I just have one question, Sam.
Yeah.
Is that real?
Ah!
Oh,
yes, it's real.
Isn't it?
I don't know. Is that real?
It is, isn't it? It is.
Now, listen. I have a little something. Jay, I know you're out there in the booth and everything, but I got a little Christmas present for you here. I don't know if we can see that. Yep. All right, there we go. Yep, got that here for you. And
coal.
Hold on. No. Got no coal. I stopped by and seen a friend of yours. Captain Decapitate.
Oh, that butthole.
Well, yeah, I was dropping off his bag of coal, and
as you should. That's all he deserves.
Yeah, exactly. So, but while I was there, he said that he had something for you, and apparently it's Captain Decapitate's private label Pignon Noir. So that's for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Check that out, folks. Oh man.
So
you're a little early, aren't you? You got look, I know logistics.
I'm a
You
busy
can't
man.
do all that.
I
You can't do all
can't
that
be
stuff
at
in
every
one night.
podcast. I can't be at every radio show or TV show. So I figured I love you. So at least I could do is come by, say hi, and let you know that I appreciate the show that you put on tonight for all the viewers. And hopefully there will be many people who hear this podcast, and pay attention to those numbers. They're going to be run again, so write them down. There's always something there for somebody to listen to. There's always someone there to listen to you. So don't forget that.
And don't be ashamed to reach out. Like I said, I would suggest going to professional help to get help with this and not put it out there on social media so everybody can have their opinion of what's going on.
True.
And what you should do and what you shouldn't do. I can tell you personally, if you've never been to that point, then you don't know what it's like. You have no idea what it takes to make that decision. And I do. Like I said, I'll talk to you, but I can only give you so much advice. I'm not a professional, but the numbers, hopefully they're displayed here a bunch tonight, because this time of the year we need them, Santa.
Absolutely.
Not everybody is going to get good presents from you, if any presents, or but
I'm going to do my best.
But so he doesn't hear it. But folks, Christmas is just another day. It's just another day. No, don't listen to him. It's just another day. But hey, everybody have a Merry Christmas. We'll see you back right after the first of the year on January 3rd. And I got another exciting announcement.
What's that?
Beginning January, because of the success in the viewership I've had, I still need subscribers, though. Let's get those subscribers up. But views,
hit those subscribe.
We got all kinds of viewers. We just need subscribers. But starting with the January 3rd podcast, we will be on every other Wednesday. So, some months we'll be on 3 times in a month. Sometimes we'll only be on 2 times a month. But we'll be on we'll have a podcast, and it'll be on by 5:30 every morning on those Wednesdays. Every other Wednesday by 5:30, you can wake up and see my smiling face. Not his. Not till next year. He's out of. He's the only person I know that can work 5 days a year. And how do you do it, Santa? How do you, what do you pay the elves, like minimum wage? Or
No, it's candy canes.
Okay. Okay, everybody, 5 days from now, have a great Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I'll see you on January 3rd and 29th. I'm heading to Florida. So Happy New Year, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everyone!
Oh.